Dear learners, let's begin the third chapter of NCERT Class 10th English. The title is Two Stories About Flying. This chapter consists of two parts. The first part is his first flight, that is written by Liam O'Flaherty, and the second part is Black Aeroplane, that is written by Frederick Forsyth. Now students, before we start teaching, let's come to know the basic theme and story of the chapter. This chapter is all about to infuse encouragement and positive mental attitude in the readers. It is a fine chapter to make us know that we should never be afraid of anything. This chapter is based on a story that instills us a moral strength into us. Dear learners, in this English version lecture, we will go through paragraph number 5. Before we proceed to paragraph number 5, let's recap up to paragraph number 4. The story goes like this. There was a young seagull who was very timid and not able to fly. His mother and parents were trying to make him fly, but he was not able and he was exhausted. So they left them on the ridge. When he passed 24 hours in hunger and desperate situation, his parents and his family, means his brothers and sisters, tried to ignore him. Now his mother was keeping an eye on his baby seagull, and she wanted to incite and inspire his baby seagull to fly. And she thought that it was useless to instruct him, so he tried to make him understand through his actions. So he caught a dogfish and began to tear it. Seeing this food, this seagull got maddened, and he wanted to take this food. And taking this food, that mother came to him. Now let's see what happens. Go, 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 he cried, begging her to bring him some food. Means this baby seagull was requesting that he should be given food, whatever his mother had in her beak. Bring him some food. Go, call, she screamed back derisively. These words were uttered by the mother seagull, and she wanted to express through these words she had no respect for his baby that didn't want to fly. Derisively means you can see here in a manner showing someone that she or he is stupid. Or you can say when we show disrespect to others, we can say we are derisive to that person. Derisive means lack of respect. In this way, we can say the mother was trying to show that she had no respect for her baby seagull. But he kept calling plaintively. You know the habit of children or babies. They keep on requesting their parents that they need something. In the same way the baby seagull was doing. He kept calling plaintively. Plaintively means he was expressing sorrow. He was demanding in a very sad manner. And after a minute or so, he uttered a joyful scream. But suddenly he uttered a joyful scream. There was a sound of joy from his mouth, because he saw his mother had picked up a piece of fish and was flying across to him. Because he noticed that his mother taking a piece of fish in her beak, she was coming to him from her own ridge. He leaned out. He was trying to take the piece of dogfish from the beak of her mother. Eagerly means with very curious, in a very curious manner, tapping the rock with his feet. It means he was tapping the rock lightly. He was taking a light jump on the feet in amusement and in excitement, trying to get nearer to her as she flew across. And he wanted to go near her mother just to take the piece of the fish. But when she was just opposite to him, means when his mother came to him, just near to him, she halted, means she stayed in the air, her wings motionless, and she seemed that she was not coming to him, and it seemed that she didn't wish to come to him. It was very shocking for that baby seagull. The piece of the fish in her beak, almost within reach of his beak, means it seemed that the piece of the dog fish which was in the beak of her mother was just in his approach, but there was a little distance because she was in the air and the baby was on the ridge, and the distance was to be covered by this baby, and it was impossible for him. He waited a moment in surprise. The baby was very surprised. The seagull was very surprised, wondering why she didn't come nearer, and she was pondering over the reason of not coming to him. And then, maddened by hunger, he was too mad. He was so mad because of hunger that she leapt and dived into the air. Means she left the ridge. He dived at the fish. He tried to take the food. With a loud scream, he fell outwards and outwards into space. Students, I think you have come to know that he was in the air because he took his steps out of the ridge and there was no hard surface beneath his feet. He was going down in the air. Then a monstrous terror seized him. Monstrous means dangerous. Terror means fear. Grasped him, and his heart stood still. He was feeling just as his heart was going to stop working. He could hear nothing. He was unable to hear anything. He was unable to listen anything because he was confused and he was dizzying. But it only lasted a minute. But it continued only for a short time. The next moment he felt his wings spread outwards. But all of a sudden his wings opened and he began to fly. The wind rushed against his breast. He felt that the air was striking against his breast feathers, means below his neck, the curve of the feathers, the under his stomach, and he felt air under his stomach and against his wings. It means he was feeling the flow of air touching to the various parts of his body now. He could feel the tips of his wings cutting through the air, and now he was feeling the actual flight. He was feeling how his wings were cutting the air to fly. He was not falling headlong now. Now the main thing was, now he stopped falling. He was flying properly. He was soaring gradually. Soaring means it is a type of flying in the sky when a bird stops flapping its wings and it stays in the air and just float just like a kite in the sky. Gradually, by and by, downwards and upwards, and he was going down and up in the sky. He was no longer afraid, means he was not fearful any longer now. He just felt a bit dizzy. Dizzy means when head is not working properly, the brain feels uncomfortable and the spinning seems to be around and we have no balance on our mind. You can say an uncomfortable feeling of spinning around and losing one's balance. And this was the condition of the bird. He was no longer afraid. Now he was not afraid overall, but he has only dizziness. Then he flapped his wings once and soared, and he began flapping his wings, and this gave him energy and started cutting the air and soared, and he began to fly upwards, and he spoke these words, ga ga ga, go, kol ah. His mother swooped past him. On the same time, his mother came to him with speed, her wings making a loud noise, and the baby was able to listen the noise made by the wings of his mother. He answered her with another scream, and he tried to give answer to her mother in the same way as she was doing. Then his father flew over him screaming. These screams are actually the screams made by mother and father in happiness. They were actually giving a loud appreciation to his baby seagull. He saw his two brothers and his sisters flying around him. On the same time, he noticed that his brothers and sisters were flying around him, and he saw that they were that he was curveting and banking and soaring and dying. Means the whole family was observing that the baby of the parents and the brother of their sisters and brothers was curveting. Curveting is an action of a horse in which he leaps. And banking means to display energy, potential, or opportunity, or to lead. It means here the baby seagull was trying to fly just like a horse runs rapidly on the hard surface and shows his potential and energy, and soaring and diving, and that baby seagull was trying to float in the sky, in the air, and taking dives. Now students, we will give the title to this paragraph number 5. The title I am giving here, Effort of the Young Seagull. Effort of the young seagull. Whenever you try to recall this title, all the efforts of the seagull will come to your mind, and you will come to know how he left his reach, and how did he dive into the air, and what did he feel. In the beginning he felt breathless, and then he opened his wings, and he by and by began to fly. And meanwhile his parents came to him and began to cheer him up, and his brothers and sisters were also following them. Now let's come to the paragraph number 6. Then he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly. Now the baby seagull was flying so smoothly, he had no thought in his mind that once a long time ago he had not been able to fly at all. He commended himself, means the baby seagull praised himself in his heart to dive and soar and curve for his taking a flight, for his taking curves, and for his diving, shrieking shrilly, and he was also happily crying in the sky. He was happily making noises in the sky. Now the title of this paragraph will be Experience. If you think what type of experience did the bird feel, then you can say that he was so overwhelmed, that he was so ecstatic, that he was so full of joy that he forgot he had once been unable to fly. Now let's come to the paragraph number 7. He was near the sea now. Flying straight over it, facing straight out over the ocean. Now this baby seagull was flying like his parents, his brothers and sisters, and he was now literally on the green ocean, just as his parents and brothers and sisters were flying over it. And he was flying over the ocean with little ridges. Ridges means with little hills moving over it, and he was flying over them. And he turned his beak sideways. He saw right and left moving his beak and cawed amusedly. Cawed is a characteristic of a crow, or you can say loud or shriek. Amusedly means with happiness, and in this way he was also shrieking with happiness. Now we came to know the views from the sky. We will give the title, we will entitle this paragraph number 7 as Views from the Sky. If you are asked what were the views from the sky, then you can say he was viewing green ocean, and he was flying over the ridges. And what was the reaction of the bird? The reaction of the bird was that he was amusedly cawing. Now let's begin paragraph number 8. His parents and his brothers and his sisters had landed on the green ocean. He saw that his brothers and sisters were going to sit on the green ocean. They were beckoning to him. They were trying to call him to sit on the ocean, calling shrilly. They were creating loud noises. He dropped his legs to stand on the green ocean. Like her brothers and sisters and family, he wanted to sit on the green ocean. He opened his legs and he wanted to sit on it. Just as he opened his legs, he thought that he was sinking into it. He screamed with fright and attempted to rise again, flapping his wings. But just as he tried to sit on it, he felt going down into the water. At the same time, he started flapping his wings again, but he was so tired and weak with hunger because he had not taken food for 24 hours. He could not rise. He was unable to fly high. He was exhausted. Exhausted means he was too tired. And by the strange exercise, his feet sank into the green sea. He found that his feet were sinking into the green sea, and as his belly touched it, and his belly was going to sink again and touch the water, to sink into the water and touch the water. And he sank no further, but there was a miracle. He stopped sinking in water. He was not sinking any longer. He was floating on this green water, and around him his family was screaming. This screaming refers to the happiness and joy, praising him, and their beaks were offering him scraps of dogfish. Means his whole family were screaming, and this screaming means they were appreciating him, they were appreciating his effort, they were praising him, and actually now trying to give him the pieces of that dogfish, and they were very happy. He had made his first flight in this way. He won, and he made his first flight. Students, we can say that beginning is a half done. We should take the first step with courage, and definitely we will win. Now we will discuss the question, textual questions, and we'll find where you can find your answers. Now students, so far as textual questions are concerned, I am going to give the answers of these important short answer type questions, and especially those questions the probability of which is more to get these questions in your question paper, in your examination. Now let's begin with the first question. Why was the seagull afraid to fly? It means what was the reason? Do you think all young birds are afraid to make their first flight? This is the second part of the question. And the next is, or are some birds more timid than others? Do you think a human baby, this is the fourth part, also find it the challenge to take its first step? Now you will ponder over it and will make your answer. And before we go through this answer thoroughly, I want to give you a hint from this chapter where you can find this answer. You can see here the reason of his timidity, because he had made up his mind that he had no courage and he had no strength, so he didn't take any further step. Now let's understand from this paragraph. The great expanse of sea stretched down beneath, because he observed that there was a vast expanse of ocean and he was afraid of it, and it was such a long way down, miles down, and the depth of the ocean was too much from the edge of the hill. He felt certain that his wings would never support him. He had a thought in his mind and heart that if he started flying, he would fall down and would die. So he bent his head, means he became desperate and went back to his hole and passed his night there. So I think you should go through the text very well, so that on the basis of text you can give the answer. Now let's understand the second part of the question. The second part of the question is, do you think other birds are afraid to make their flights like the young seagull? Then I can say yes. Yes, because it is the nature. Sometimes a baby learns anything very soon, but sometimes it takes a time. And the next question is, are some birds more timid than others? It may be so. The answer will be given of this third part based on the fourth part. Do you think a human baby also finds it a challenge to take its first step? We can say yes, as per our observation. Sometimes you have observed that a baby, when takes the steps in the beginning, sometimes when he wants to jump some part of the land, then you see that that baby hesitates. But some of the babies are very bold, and even they don't care that they would fall, but they start doing their activities. In this way we can say that according to the nature and inherent quality, baby goes according to that. Sometimes some of the babies learn anything quickly. Sometimes some of the children in their early age learn anything and take a long time in learning anything, and they hesitate and they are afraid of taking the first steps. And if you want to give your full answer, you can take these ideas and you can write your own answer. Now let's come to the answer number 2. The sight of the food maddened him. What does this suggest? What compelled the young seagull to finally fly? Means the sight of the food maddened him. You just take this line practically and try to mention and try to understand this line based on life, and you just recall some of your experiences when you felt like this, and you will have an answer. Your answer may be like this: hunger can make any living being desperate. This is a driving force that increases the feeling of despair to such an extent that one is ready to do anything without worrying about the dangers involved. This hunger makes anybody do the work that he is not afraid of anything. Babies cannot remain hungry for a long time. Thus, the sight of fish that the young seagull's mother held in her beak near him made him almost mad. He had been hungry for the last 24 hours, so he jumped at it regardless of any thoughts about the consequences. But when he jumped at the food, he began to fall down and he made his first flight. It means the fears of falling was forgotten by him and he became careless about his falling, and this made him fly. Now there is a third question, and the question is, they were beckoning to him, calling shrilly. Beckoning means they were indicating him in a high-pitched sound. Why did the seagull's father and mother threaten him and cajole him? Cajole means to inspire him to fly. Means what was the reason that they were talking to him in a very rude manner? They were talking to the baby seagull in a sharp and loud sound, and all this was because they wanted to inspire him, and they were giving warning: if he was left alone, he would die of hunger. So they were giving these warnings to him. You can give your answer based on these hints. Parents of all living creatures love their young ones and try to train and educate their children in the art of survival. They do not want to see them dying of hunger. So in doing so, they have to adopt many ways, and so was with the parents of the young seagull. They were trying to cajole, encouraging him, scolding him, patting and threatening. They were doing each and everything. All these methods help the child to learn and eventually become accomplished. This was not only based on this seagull, but it also relates to the babies of human beings. Flying for a seagull is a basic necessity without which he cannot survive, and such was the concern of the parents of the young seagull. So he wanted to warn him so that he may understand the reality of life. They beckoned him means they indicated him, often calling shrilly, because they wanted their little one to shed its fear, and it should take the steps toward the beginning of flying. So in the end, it proved successful, as the young seagull dived at the fish and quickly learned flying when there was no way to escape. Once he took the plunge, his father and siblings reached out to him and admired his effort. And when he sat on the green surface of the ocean, they were very happy and they cheered him. So in this way we can say that they were doing all this to make him independent. So students, if you want to go through the rest of the chapters, please subscribe our channel, Oracy Classes of English Language. Stay connected. Thanks for being with us. Thanks a lot.